As we get a look at that replay there, as Donald Barnes does wrap up Ray Bentley quite handily there in the backfield.
It appeared to me on the replay, it was a nice view to see that the center, Emmanuel Gonzalez, appears to be the one who completely whiffed on a blocking assignment there.
That brings up 3rd and 14. Wilson's going to air it out, though, into coverage tipped and almost complete to the wide
Wow.
receiver. I would have lost my mind if that happened.
Overthrown just slightly and off a deflection. The receiver had a chance there to come up with it. And I'm with you, Eric. That would have been a very interesting play, as they say in golf. Sometimes when you don't see the flight path and you see where it ended up, it looks pretty impressive. But I don't necessarily think that's what they would have meant to do on that one.
Probably not, no. But hey, they'll take it where they can get it. Still an incomplete pass though for Vancouver, so good for them on defense as they almost blocked that punt there. Fair catch called for and made at the 30-yard line by Mark Lopez, and that is where Vancouver will take over with 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Solid field position to begin the drive here for Vancouver. We'll see if they can go down and try to add to their lead on this drive.
First and 10 from the 30. Pepper's actually going to throw out of that I formation. He's going to swing it out to Nakai and just let him a little bit too far. Could not complete the catch in bounds, so it ends up being second down.
I think they're fortunate that he didn't get both feet down in bounds on that one. I was worried that might have been a 2 on the play. Not something you want to catch, but second and 10, and we'll see if they can start rocking and rolling here.
Come out in a similar formation, not quite as heavy this time around. Still an I formation, 2 wide receivers for Pepper to work with. Pepper again to throw, and it's going to be a quick throw out to Killian, who beats his guy off the line and falls to the turf while laying out, for the football.
Killian with nice separation on that play. If the ball's just a little bit shorter and not quite so high and overthrown, he might be off to the races on that one, Eric.
Oh yeah, 100%. And honestly, I was waiting for as he was falling to the turf there. I was waiting for one of the defenders to kind of keep him upright and take him to the house there, but it was not to be for Vancouver. Good play there by Killian and a pitch play by Suda Nakai. He gets a fresh head of steam there out in the middle of the field, tackled at about the 49-yard line.
Impressive feet movement by Nakai there to take the pitch headed right and immediately cut back to the inside to gain 7 yards, or I'm sorry, to gain 3 yards, give him a second 7 when it appeared he didn't have much going for him on the outside.
Second down and 7, 2 backs in the gun with Pepper. Again, another pitch play, and that's Sooner Nakai with a nifty spin move, breaks the tackle and gets first down yardage out to the 38-yard line. Great run by Nakai.
Nakai rumbling, bumbling, stumbling his way to another first down, carrying people with him. This guy's been doing it all today. I've been very impressed.
And that was a defensive tackle, I believe, that he just ran through as well. So just not just anybody that he's running through, but big fellas. That was Orion Taylor, all 6'2", 310 of him. 4:04 and counting left to go here in the opening half. Pepper, pocket collapsing. He's going to swing it out to Nakai. Good stiff arm there, but is met by another defender and buried into the turf. That was Fran Ogawa getting in there and making the stop.
Nakai with more yards after contact. I know it was just a 3-yard gain on that play, but once again, turning nothing into something that could have very easily been a couple-yard loss. This guy is becoming somebody very quickly that nobody wants to tackle.
Ogawa was pretty tall for a corner, 6'4", 205. As Pepper is going to throw. Pressure is avoided, and a good swat there by Pablo Zamora, the veteran safety, getting in there and making sure it was not complete to Craig Hearn.
Not sure if Pepper didn't see him, but Zamora with a really nice pursuit and close in and breaking up the pass there, preventing a first down on the play. Great defensive play.
Yeah, breaking off of his man, as you see right there, and sees that the ball is being thrown out to Hearn. It almost certainly would have been a first down, but instead ends up being a 3rd and 7 for Vancouver. I formation, 2 wide receivers for the Legion. Pepper to throw again. Pressure's in his face, looking, throw it to the far sideline, and it is tipped and incomplete. Another ill-advised throw, I'd say, as there were plenty of green jerseys around him.
Into double coverage, he's just a little lucky that didn't get intercepted there. Ball on the Mexico City 36-yard line. Interested to see if they try to go for the field goal here.
I mean, I definitely want to keep the offense on the field, as looks like, actually, they're going to go ahead and punt. I'm a little bit more aggressive on that side, though, Kate. I know that you kind of sympathize towards that route.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. If you don't have the faith in your field goal kicker there, I think I'm probably going for it on 4th and 7.
Good punt, though, by Vancouver. Pins the Mexico City Aztecs back inside the 20. They will be setting up shop at the 12-yard line. And that is where Matt Wilson and company will take over with 3:11 left to go. All 3 timeouts here in the first half.
1st and 10, yeah, they're on 12. They got a long way to go here. Let's see if they can start stringing a few plays together. I really would like to see, if they can't get the run game going, them try to see if they can get Wilson going in the pass game here.
Quick little handoff there to Ray Bentley, and they're really just pulling out all these exotic-looking plays here, but Vancouver is ready for them every time.
Every time, it seems, and once again, non-user player Barnes in the backfield for another tackle for a loss, as you saw his stats show up there. He's already got a sack and 4 tackles for a loss. Very disruptive in the run game.
Speaking of which, on the flip side of it, Vancouver has not converted a 3rd down today against this Mexico City defense. Mexico City with the football, though, as Ray Bentley gets another couple yards on 2nd down and forever. That makes it 3rd down and not quite as forever.
Nope, 3rd and 14. They still got a little ways to go, but it's a little more manageable. They're not backed up quite as badly, I suppose, to their own goal line. A little room to work with. Wilson's got to have good awareness here to make sure he doesn't take a sack in the end zone.
Absolutely. Blitz is coming. Wilson pump fakes. He's got plenty of time. Pocket's collapsing. Avoids the sack. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to air it out. And he's got his man.
Oh my.
That's K.O. Barrett who beats his man. Mark Lopez is the only one that has a chance to stop him, and he will. But down at the Vancouver 9, literally flips the field from their own 8-yard line down to the Vancouver 9.
Wilson had just about all day long and then still had the opportunity to make a defender miss on that one before he absolutely rockets it down the field. An excellent catch and run. And as you said, Eric, flip the field. They're right back down in Vancouver's red zone. Here's an opportunity to tie the game.
Man, and what a play there by Barrett. As I'm not sure what the thought process was by Schultz. It looks like maybe just a missed time there from the strong safety. But that sets up the big play for Mexico City and sets them up with a 1st and goal to 9. On the other side of the 2-minute warning here, as we've hit 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Preseason matchup here between the Mexico City Aztecs and the Vancouver Legion. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens. And this is preseason football for the Simulation Football League. We are presented by APM Music live on Twitch. I want to thank you guys for coming out and checking us out here in the early goings. As Ray Bentley trying to go off tackle there. But again, this Vancouver run defense has just been all over it. Mark Lopez coming in from his safety spot along with Doug Day.
Absolutely. And I got to imagine head coach / owner Andy Hamilton's pleased with what he's seen from his defense so far, and we'd like to see that, I'm sure, carry over into the regular season.
Clock still running for Wilson and company. He's in the gun with 2 backs. Short drop. He's going to sling it out there. That's his fullback, and that is going to be stopped out of bounds at the 4-yard line. A good play there by the rookie Phoenix Jones, the 16th overall pick in the SFL rookie draft.
Nice to see the rookie Jones get involved here, not just in the run game, but in the pass game as well. Hit him on the out route there and picked up a nice chunk of yards. We got 3rd and goal, Vancouver 4-yard line. Let's see if they can try to stuff it in here.
Yeah, and it allows Mexico City to kind of huddle up and get a good play called on 3rd and goal here. Minute 27 frozen on the clock, 3 wideouts to work with. Bentley is sidecar right with Wilson in the gun. Bentley's going to get the swing pass here, trying to find the end zone, and 3 Vancouver Legion defensive members were there to greet him right at the goal line, and that is exactly where they will mark it. 4th and goal from literally maybe the half-yard line.
Boy, that was awfully close. I thought with the spin and the reach, he might have actually broke the plane, but it looks like Mexico City is going to go ahead and settle for the field goal here. I would have loved to have seen them go for it, but hey, take what you can get.
Take what you can get. Points on the board, especially here in the preseason, as the clock continues to tick away underneath a minute, closer to about 50 seconds. And I think Mexico City is content with wasting as much time as possible. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through. Chip shot field goal from 17 yards, courtesy of Cole Varner.
If there was ever such thing there, Eric, as a moral victory, I think you take that on the Vancouver end after giving up such a big play there.
Oh yeah, 150%. 82-yard reception from Wilson to Barrett sets up that field goal. 7 plays, 86 yards. And that is point number 6 there for the Aztecs. Good boot there by Varner as McDaniel Jr. is going to receive the kickoff and bring it out to the 21-yard line. 36 seconds left to go here in the opening half. All 3 timeouts. And I think Vancouver would just be content with going into the half with the lead. What do you think?
They probably should be content in a preseason match such as this. I mean, you don't have much to lose. If there's ever a time you really want to test out your 2-minute offense, this would probably be it. I don't expect that to be the case, but hey, you never know.
Pepper under center here. He's going to hand it off there to Pseudo Nakai, and Mexico City was ready for that one, stacking the box the entire way, and no gain there. In fact, losing 3 yards on play.
Yeah, absolutely nothing doing. 91's a big man right there, and that's as much as Nakai has made plays happen today as far as breaking tackles and knocking people over. Very impressed with the defense stopping him on that one.
Clock continuing to roll here. Looks like Pepper's going to get one more play, and it is a Pseudo Nakai run out to the 18-yard line, and the clock will expire here in the first half. 10-6 your score. Vancouver with the lead to start things off here in the first half. We will hit the 2K Sports halftime show, and we'll be right back with more Simulation Football League action in just a moment. And we're going to look at the beautiful Estadio Azteca as we get the teams back out on here for warm-ups. Ball is ready to be placed on the tee here for Mexico City. They received the first half kickoff, so they will go ahead and kick it off to Vancouver to start the second half. As Cole Varner goes ahead and boots it downfield. And fielded about 5 or 6 yards in his own end zone. Heath McDaniel Jr. will decide to take a knee. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend, Cade Stevens. We also have Stephen Hacker and Berto Demora on stats today. I want to welcome you guys south of the border to Mexico City as Vancouver has opened up a 10-6 lead here in the first half. Cade, we've had some excitement here in the first half. A lot of big plays.
Yeah, a lot of big plays. It seems like it's either feast or famine for both offenses right now. They're either not doing too much of anything or they're marching down the field with 80-yard bombs. So we'll see if that sort of trend continues, or maybe we get a little bit more of an established drive from both of these offenses here.
And start things off here on first down, a 4-yard completion to Brett Killian. He has had a couple big plays today. Had a long of 28 yards in the first half. 2nd and 6 now. 2 backs in the backfield for Pepper. Turnaround handoff, Pseudo Nakai trying to follow his blockers, but good penetration there by the Mexico City defense. Does not allow him to go anywhere as looks like number 69, Kane, gets in there and makes a big stop.
If the guard 77 there can just hold on to that block for just a tad bit longer, Nakai might have been able to hit the outside and gain just a few more yards, but solid effort on that play regardless.
Pepper shuffling around in the pocket. Great moves there, but throws it coverage and it's complete. Killian kind of shaking his head. Maybe he thought he could do more on that play, but man, oh man, that was an ill-advised throw after some nifty moves.
A nice step up in the pocket, attempting to make something happen there, but I'm with Killian in the head shaking, as I would tend to agree that potentially there might have been something else.
Nick Daggs in there on the coverage, making a good play there for the Aztecs as it's a 3-and-out to start things off for Vancouver. A little bit of a bad snap, but fielded cleanly by Johnston as Jeffrey Daggs makes the reception, fields the punt, at the 45-yard line for Mexico City. So good starting field position here for the Aztecs, which they haven't had a ton of. But, man, let's see what they can kind of do here, Cade. Ray Bentley hasn't really had a ton of room to run on the ground. He's only been averaging maybe a yard a carry.
Yeah, if that, sir. It's been tough sledding for him. Let's see if maybe they can come out and try to loosen that up as Wilson attempts to throw on first down.
Wilson avoiding the sack. Man, talk about nifty moves. We've seen it from both these quarterbacks today. Pepper scrambling around, getting some rush yards. Wilson just making some magic there. It was some magic at the end of the first half as well, but this was a big play here, Cade.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something that could have been very disheartening and disappointing turned into another big play. Throwing it out there and getting a completion for a first down. That puts him down at the Vancouver 34-yard line in just one play there.
And hats off to Vancouver for continuing to apply that pressure here in this football game as Ray Bentley almost avoids that first defender, but quickly the Legion defense throws a second defender at him. It's a loss of 1, and that's what we've pretty much seen all game long so far.
It's been very impressive. The strategy appears to stop Bentley there appears to be get the first guy there and slow him down, and they have swarmed to him ever so quickly to take him down with the rest of the team, and they're making it happen on defense as far as stopping the run.
Bentley being extremely patient on that run, trying to find any sort of hole available, barely gets past the line of scrimmage, and again, Donald Barnes making his presence felt. Got to get that guy a contract.
They might have to. It's a name we've heard quite a bit today.
6 total tackles for him as it brings up a 3rd and long for Mexico City. Certainly within the wheelhouse of Cole Varner as he's booted through 2 field goals already today. Wilson with a 7-step drop, steps up in the pocket, going to fire it down to the near sideline and almost intercepted. Probably should have been, but it falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And I'm not sure what he was looking at there, Cade.
Wildly underthrown, Eric. It looks like it potentially could have been completed had it been thrown maybe towards the corner of the end zone. appeared to have a guy, but in that situation, you just got to know better than that. Throwing off your, he might have been throwing off his back foot, Eric. That's about all I can figure.
Probably a good estimation there as Cole Varner lines up for a modest 47-yard field goal attempt for him. Snap is good. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Going to be from 49 yards. And Mexico City draws to within 1 of Vancouver here.
And just like that, Eric, it's a 1-point game. I mean, once again, it's big plays or it's not much doing of anything at all. But a solid drive there by Mexico City, taking the ball from the 45, making the most of some good field position and getting 3 points out of it.
5-play, 23-yard drive results in the field goal. Again, 3 field goals today for Cole Varner, who was a perfect 22 of 22 last season. And he's got a heck of a leg on him as he pushes that ball deep into the end zone. Heath McDaniel Jr. has no choice but to take a knee. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Cade Stevens, along with Stephen Hacker and Berto Demora on stats. I want to thank you for tuning into this presentation of the Simulation Football League. Preseason action here, live on Twitch. And we appreciate everybody coming out and checking us out today. Vancouver with a 1-point lead here as they set up shop at the 20-yard line. Pseudo Nakai has had trouble getting going as well as he gets a gain of 2. And Cade only mildly better than Ray Bentley today as he's averaging about 2.5 yards a carry.
Just a bit. I mean, both of them seem to be dealing with a lot of the same issues here as far as getting hit in the backfield and not having a lot of running lanes to try to get through. Offensive line, we'd like to see both of them do a little bit of a better job to open up and make some space for their running backs.
Pepper to throw as he came out in the empty set. This time complete, and that's out to Craig Hearn, who had a long touchdown grab earlier in the ball game.
Nice snag there on the sideline by Hearn. You move a little bit further, give yourself a little bit more of a manageable third down.
That's his second catch, I believe, of the ball game. His first one was a 76-yard bomb for a touchdown. 3rd and 6. Pepper, 7-step drop, pressures in his face, avoids it. Can't avoid the second one, though. He goes down. A huge sack for Mexico City as they were hoping to get the football back, and man, oh man, will they. Another 3 and out here for Vancouver as Orion Taylor gets in there and makes Pepper look silly.
With Pepper, there's got to be a point in your head where your timer has gone off and you realize you either need to take off with your feet or you need to get rid of that football. The line, I think, did a solid job about giving him an adequate amount of time. He just didn't get rid of the ball in time. Got to give some credit to the secondary there. Good coverage on defense.
Yeah, definitely a coverage sack there as Taylor, the 51st overall pick in the SFL rookie draft, gets in there and makes the stop. So a good showing for him so far as Jeffrey Daggs gets leveled into the turf. Mexico City going to set up shop here again with good starting field position, 48-yard line, close to midfield here. And man, maybe they could take the lead here, Cade.
There's an opportunity, both with a field goal or a touchdown. I'm sure head coach Ramos Lynn would like to see his team get down the field and get into the end zone here in this preseason matchup.
6:56 to go here in the third quarter. 1-point ball game as Ray Bentley gets a handoff and he squirts ahead to the 49-yard line. Only a gain of 1, and that's been the story pretty much all game long for Vancouver, stopping that run and making sure the Hall of Famer doesn't make them look silly.
Yeah, solid job. I mean, they've been back in the backfield and making some noise. Mexico City's had success in the passing game because it appears Vancouver's selling out for the run. Let's see if maybe they get back to that.
Dean Maddox making the tackle on that last stop. The former London Knight coming over across the pond to Vancouver as Bentley trying to follow his blocks and cannot break the line of scrimmage. There he is once again. Dean Maddox coming in there and making the stop.
I mean, it says an awful lot about Dean Maddox, cornerback, once again coming up and making a tackle for a loss in the backfield. Had a tackle earlier in this game at the line of scrimmage. It says a lot also about the run game and the ability to get blocks here for Mexico City.
That brings up a 3rd and forever as Wilson is under pressure immediately and down. So again, this Vancouver defense just doing everything right today as a big sack is made by Kevin Brackett.
Kevin Brackett in the backfield, just untouched all the way to Wilson in the backfield, takes him down. Nice sack, and that's going to force a punt here. Mexico City unable to do anything with good field position on this drive.
Which is certainly disappointing on the Mexico City side of things because they had great starting field position. And instead, they went backwards 10 yards.
When you start near midfield, Eric, you'd like to do something with it.
Well, when you start anywhere, you'd like to get positive yards, but shoot, this is not what you had in mind.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true.
Fair caught at the 30-yard line there by Mark Lopez. They'll actually mark him at the 29. Vancouver with back-to-back 3-and-outs here in the second half. We're going to have to see what they can do here to get things going. Both offenses really pretty stagnant here. I know Mexico City added a field goal, but they didn't really move the ball a whole lot on that field goal drive, and certainly didn't do so on that last one. See what we've got here in store as Sudo Nakai reverses field, immediately trying to bounce towards the far sideline, and he will still lose about a yard as Mexico City comes in there and makes a stop.
I think for maybe just a brief moment, Nakai thought he saw something back to the left side and made the cut, and it appeared to be the wrong decision in the end. He might have gained a yard or two if he stayed heading right.
Antayumi with the stop there. Brings up 2nd and 11 with under 5 to go here in the third. Pepper in the gun, 2 backs with him. Pepper's going to throw to the crossing route there, and he's got his man. Minimal gain there for Brett Killian. As we get a look at both at the leading receivers here for the Vancouver Legion.
Well, that's one way to keep the crossers in check. It appeared Mexico City playing his own defense right there, and they had somebody right there ready to take care of Killian as he came across the field.
And Killian, obviously a huge threat. Certainly don't want to give him any space to run as Pepper is going to throw it far sideline. A little bit of a hitch route there, it looked like, by Heath McDaniel Jr. as he gets his first catch. But it's going to be short of the first down marker and bring up 4th down. Yet again, another 3-and-out here for Vancouver.
Potentially that's just the experience McDaniel Jr. missed playing linebacker over the past few seasons is with the hitch, especially on 3rd down. You've got to make sure you know where the chains are, and you've got to get up there to make the catch, give your team a first down.
So another 4th down, another 3-and-out for this Vancouver offense. Mexico City looking good on defense. Let's see what they got in store on offense as they have. It's been a defensive struggle, obviously, Cade. 10-9 is not a bar by any stretch of the imagination.
No, sir. No, sir. Not what you'd expect, I guess, coming into this this matchup here. But then again, sometimes you don't know what to expect coming into this matchup. It's been a defensive struggle. I'm sure before too long we're going to end up seeing another one of those explosive plays. It appears we get feast or famine, and we're looking forward to seeing what the next one's going to be.
Stacking the box is Vancouver, and good pursuit there by the Legion. That was number 93 getting in there and making a huge stop. One of the defensive linemen, Franklin, getting in there. And good speed there for a D lineman.
Yeah, great speed to the outside. And, getting back to Mexico City's offense, I feel like at some point, if you're Mexico City, you've got to be willing to try to open up the run with the pass. It appears 1st and 2nd down almost every drive. They're run, and they're not getting anything out of it, as you just saw once again there on 2nd down.
Yeah, and again, Bentley just not going anywhere. A good stop made again by the by the Vancouver defense. That's Kyler Murray getting in there, making a stop. Matt Wilson's been fairly effective as well through the air. 10-16 for 177 yards. Does have that pick. But I would agree with you, Cade. Probably needs to open it up a little bit more in the pass in order to make the run a little bit more effective. As it's 3rd and 12 now. Wilson in trouble. He's going to step up, throw it into coverage, and it's picked off again. This time it's Gus Schultz with the interception, and he's going to return it back to the Mexico City 39-yard line.
Schultz with a great play and great coverage. Ended up with the interception on that play. Wilson just trying to make something happen. He knew the guy. He knew his guy was covered. He just threw it up there in hopes maybe the receiver could come back and get it. But Schultz with a great read on the throw, great interception, and nice return.
Yeah, I think the Hall of Famer needed to air it out just a bit more there. It looked like Barrett was reading the dive, was preparing to lay out for that football, but just could not make it happen as Gus Schultz made the better play there on defense. Let's see what this Vancouver offense can do. Three and outs to start things off here in the second half. Can they get a first down? Tom Pepper to throw. He's looking for one already, and it's tipped and incomplete. Pablo Zamora in coverage. He was looking for Rich Pratchard on the play. We have not seen him a ton, but that falls incomplete.
Falls incomplete. Just back to the inside. It appeared he had Craig Hearn tight end coming up on a seam route who might have just been a little bit more open. If he makes that throw, there's a potential that Hearn's walking in for his second touchdown of the game.
High formation, second down. Pepper to throw again. He's going to swing it out to Nakai. He had a couple blockers out there. Good open field move, and that gets him a couple extra yards closer to the first down.
That's going to bring up 3rd and short here. Nice move by Nakai. He's spreading the ball out, getting it to him out of the backfield. Get it to this guy any way you can. I mean, he's making plays happen. He just needs a little bit more room.
Yeah, 100% as Nakai had almost 1,300 yards on the ground last season. 9 touchdowns on the ground, 2 through the air. As we've got 3rd and 1. Handoff to Nakai. Avoids the tackler there in the backfield, and he's going to have plenty of room. Waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown. Great individual play by Pseudo Nakai.
And Eric, we talked about explosive plays. We've had him in this game. It's feast or famine, as we've said before. And here's Nakai, untouched through the hole all the way to the end zone. Great run by Nakai.
100%, and he definitely made that happen on that play. A 29-yard rushing touchdown caps off a 3-play, 38-yard drive. (16-9) your score here. This will make it a 2-possession ball, and kick is up and through. Actually, still a 1-possession ball game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Just a little bit more of a comfortable lead here for Vancouver. At 17-9, Mexico City would need the 2-point conversion to try to tie that game.
Big play from Pseudo Nakai gives Vancouver their second touchdown of the afternoon. Or of the morning, I should say. Early morning here south of the border as Jeffrey Daggs brings the football up across the 32, the 31-yard line. And Kate, I'm getting called out here, letting a wordy dirt slip on our Twitch channel here. That's not what I do here.
I saw that call out there, but either I wasn't paying attention or I'm just used to your foul mouth, Eric. I'm not sure which one it is.
I do have a filthy mouth. I try and keep it kosher here on... I don't want anybody calling me up. Oh, my kids watch you and your mouth is terrible. A handoff to Ray Bentley right up through the middle. And again, a lot of exotic looking runs today from the Mexico City. Actually, from both sides, honestly. But Mexico City in particular, this one, it works out nicely for the Aztecs as they get a gain of 7.
Yeah, I mean, a nice play call there. Run out of the shotgun, try to spread it out a little bit and give Bentley a little bit more to get upfield. As we've seen most of the game here, there's been nothing doing in the run game outside of just a couple explosive plays.
Wilson under center this time. 3-step drop. Pockets collapsing around him. He's got to get rid of it, and he won't. Sack. Vancouver getting in there once again. That's Kevin Brackett with 2.5 sacks today.
Well, on 2nd and short, you'd like to take a shot because you still have 3rd and manageable. But the trick with taking a shot on 2nd and short is you still got to get rid of the football before they take you down and give you another 3rd and long.
And Brackett in his 2nd season with the Legion. High snap on 3rd down in the gun. Wilson's going to fire it down to the near sideline. That's Miracle Montague. Richard Montague gets the first down and more out to the Mexico City 48-yard line close to midfield.
Montague not just with a great job of getting his feet in bounds, but was also able to turn upfield and get a couple more yards on that catch. First down, they're going to move those chains down in Mexico City.
Move those chains, baby. So it brings up 1st and 10 from the 48. Probably got one more play here before we hit the end of the 3rd. Wilson to throw. He's going to throw it near sideline again. And again, that's Richard. Small little area in that coverage. In triple coverage as well. A great throw and a great catch.
When they say thread the needle, I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. There was quite a few guys over in the area. Montague catch once again might have been the exact same route. Able to make the catch for another first down. Move them chains, move them chains, move.
Move. So Matt Wilson, get a look at his numbers today. Close to 200 yards. He's thrown 2 picks as well. But he is driving along with his Aztec teammates as Ray Bentley gets stood up in the backfield once again. And Cade, it's not looking like they need to stick with the run. Maybe might want to shift things towards the pass there a little bit.
I wouldn't see why not, especially on this drive. Leading into the end of the quarter, Wilson has been much more accurate and has made good decisions, and they're moving the ball.
17-9 your score. Everyone get your fours up in the chat. We've got an 8-point lead in favor of the visiting Vancouver Legion. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We are live on Twitch. Quick turnaround here. Flip the field. 2nd and 12 from the 40-yard line of Vancouver. Offset I formation. Wilson going to swing it out to Bentley and could not get a block on the outside. And man, I bet Wilson is just kicking himself there because Bentley had plenty of room to.
Oh, more than enough. More than enough. If he can just, I'm not sure he had much more time to hold on to the ball. Pressure was coming, but if he could have held it and allowed Bentley to get upfield just a little further, hit him in stride, this man's probably gone a good ways.
That was the guard Daniel Rivera. Couldn't quite make that block, so it ends up being a 3rd and long here. Wilson going to air it out. He's going to throw deep again into coverage. Tipped into the catch is made. God. And of course, who else would it be? It is Richard Miracle Montague with the tip drill catch.
Montague with the immaculate reception as best as he possibly can. Impersonation there to try to catch it off the tip. And nice first down on a 3rd and long. Mexico City is going to move them chains down. They have it deep in Vancouver territory.
And Gus Schultz with the prime opportunity with the interception could not quite pull it in. Instead, Mexico City sets up shop here in the SFL red zone from the 19-yard line, down by 8. I formation for Wilson and company. Bentley again stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Brackett getting in there and making the stop once again. And both these running backs having some trouble here today, Cade.
They're having a tough time. Brackett, an excellent job getting off his block and getting into the backfield quickly. I have to say, Nakai's average on the carries there is only slightly skewed by a long run. But outside of the one long run, like you said, both running backs have had a really hard time getting it going.
2nd and 11. Wilson. Time. He's going to be hit as he's thrown and incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 11. Eric Benson alongside my best friend, Cade Stevens, Stephen Hacker. And we also have Berto Demora in the stat truck today helping us out. And want to give a shout out to you guys watching us today. Minson Mines, Pseudo Nakai, NFL Boy, Plague 7, R.I. Mike, I'm Pro TA1, Coach Craven. We've got a whole bunch of others in there as well. I saw I'm an effing problem earlier today. Saw Eddie Gage as well, owner of the Arizona Scorpions, as Wilson's going to air it out, and he's got his man. Touchdown, Mexico City.
And it's only fitting that it's our guy, 86 Montague, with a nice post route coming inside, got behind the defense. Wilson was able to hit him in stride right in the end zone.
That was a dime right there, and it's only fitting that it's Richard Montague with the catch there as he extends the drive with that miracle little tip pass there, and then caps off a 10-play, 55-yard drive with a 20-yard passing touchdown touchdown reception from Matt Wilson, and they are going to go for 2 here, Cade.
It makes sense. You might as well, at this point in the preseason, try to tie the game, see what your 2-point playbook is potentially going to look like.
A handoff, not necessarily the play call I would have there, especially considering how the Legion defensive players have played today. So that is no good. Leadama getting in there, the number 6 overall pick, making a stop. 17-15 now your score.
Eric, if I'm a betting man, sir, based off of the production they've had in the run game today, I don't think I would have bet that they would have tried that again right there. But then again, if I bet the mortgage, I'd be homeless right now.
Yeah. Trust me, I think we've all been there with those type of bets. Heath McDaniel Jr. with the return out of the end zone and out to the 21-yard line of Vancouver. Again, a 2-point game for the Legion. And we'd like to see what are you hoping to see here from Vancouver? Do you think they're going to run the clock out? Do you think they're going to, be a little bit more aggressive? What do you think is going to happen, kid?
Vancouver here, I think your ideal scenario is an extended drive where you drain the clock and you score a touchdown. I think that all but kind of puts the game out of reach for Mexico City. I'm sure they'd like to see their run game get going a little bit as well. Like we said, they've struggled both today. Nakai, once again, on just a short 2-yard game, kind of confirms that theory. But yeah, if you're Vancouver, I think you want to kind of extend this out, run as much clock as you possibly can, and get in the end zone. Secure a nice win for yourself in the preseason.
Yeah, and an away victory on top of that, which are very rare here in the Simulation Football League, as we see Nakai's numbers there earlier, 4.1 yards a carry. That's not all that great there, but that's what they've been working with today, as Nakai's instead going to get a swing pass out of the backfield, turns on the afterburners, and gets first down yardage. I thought he was dead to rights there, Cade, but he found another gear there in his speed, gets the first down.
Boy, he sure did, and I give Pepper a lot of credit on that throw. He hit him in stride on the swing route out of the backfield. He didn't have to slow down. He was able to pick up speed, get to the outside, and get enough for the first down.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head there, Cade. It's all about where you place that football on that swing pass, and if you lead them a little bit too far, out of bounds they go. First and 10 now from the 32. Pepper. He's going to throw it towards the far sideline. Easy interception for Pablo Zamora. I don't think anyone's going to catch him. 10-5, touchdown Mexico City as they take the lead.
Extraordinarily ill-advised throw by Pepper on that play. Zamora, I thought for a moment there, might have channeled his inner Deion Primetime Sanders. He might have had enough room to high-step it in on that one. A great play by him, a great read, and a terrible throw by Tom Pepper.
Should have high-stepped it, man. I mean, look at the coverage here on Hearn. Like, that's just insane. A great play and just able to waltz on into the end zone. No one was going to touch him. And that was honestly part of the problem there for Tom Pepper. Had a lot of touchdown passes, 29 touchdown passes, but also he had 27 picks. He was also sacked 40 times last season. 40 times. That was most in the SFL, excuse me. So it's very difficult to kind of say what the issue is, but that's why they brought in those 2 rookie tackles, Cade.
It's for good reason, and I'm sure Coach Hamilton would like to see that get cleaned up heading into this season. If you're going to make the mistakes like you did last year, now's the time to do it. Get it out of your system if that's what you feel that you need to do. But in my opinion, that's just a boneheaded throw that you can't make, whether it be preseason, regular season, after season, in season, off season. It doesn't matter. You can't make that throw.
Nah, I would 100% agree with you there, as Mexico City takes the lead up by 5 here off pick 6 by Pablo Zamora. 8:09 left to go here for the Legion to work with, as Heath McDaniel Jr. is going to take it out of his own end zone. Follows his blockers up the middle of the field and out to the 21-yard line.
All that for about an extra yard, Eric. Not a bad choice. McDaniel, it gives him an opportunity there to get a bit of, head of steam, try to work himself back in, and get used to playing offense again.
Yeah, 100%. Get the old legs churning. Get a little workout in, Get the
Stretch
old
them hammies. Get her going.
Oh, yes. The hammy's getting stretched. I love it. 4 wideouts for Pepper to work with. He's under center. Pressure's coming. He's going to go down. Man, that came in a hurry there from Mexico City, and what a play made by the Mexico City defense. Just fired in there. That was, Orion Taylor once again getting in there and applying pressure.
Well, when you've got a guy as big as Taylor up front there on the defensive line, if I'm Pepper, I think I'm taking a little bit more than a 2-step drop.
2 tackles, 3 sacks for him in the ball game here as we approach 7.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Pepper's going to air it out, tipped up in the air, and Killian might have had a shot at that one, Cade. That was a dangerous throw, but could have been fortuitous for Vancouver.
He had a chance. If he gets his head around and makes a heck of a play on that, it's either going to go for a long ways or he might still be running for all we know. But, dangerous throw to begin with by Pepper. We just talked about the turnovers and the interceptions, and he seems to continue to want to try to force the ball here.
3rd and 13. 7:28 to go. Pressure's coming. Pepper throws it far sideline. He's got his man for a first down. Good pitch and catch there. That's Rich Pratchett getting in there, and I believe that's his first catch of the ball game, which is crazy, considering the amount of catches that he had last season.
Yeah, a great catch by Pritchard. I mean, the coverage was still tight. It's a good throw to fit it in the window there, and a good first down.
75 catches, over 1,100 yards season for 14 touchdowns. That was Pratchard's stat line for season 13, at least during the regular season. Sudo Nakai gets a handoff there. He's going to get about 1.5 yards out to the Vancouver 34-yard line.
And once again, I mean, just not much happening in the run game here outside of just a few anomalies, I guess we could call them.
Pepper strolling up to that line here, surveying the defense. Extra defensive backs out there for Mexico City. Pepper's going to throw. He wants to air it out deep into coverage, and incomplete. It was a jump ball between McDaniel Jr. and the defender. Couldn't quite pull it off there. Ends up being third down coming up.
And that's just, I think that's just a tad bit of, getting used to or potentially experience for McDaniel Jr. Once again heading back to wide receiver. If he high points that just a little bit better, there's a potential he comes down with that football. But, nice 50-50 pass coming from Tom Pepper there, trusting his receiver to go get the ball or at least knock it away.
And Ogawa, I don't think is the guy that you want to pick on. Really, none of these corners I would pick on just for their height difference. Ogawa's sitting at a massive 6'4" at corner. Brings up 3rd and 9. Trips towards the top of the screen. Pepper's going to throw the opposite way. He's got Sudo Nakai one-on-one. He's got the first down. Out across to the 45-yard line.
And Nakai, when he gets ahead of steam, he can sure move. We saw this on a earlier play where they hit him on a swing pass out of the backfield. And if you're Mexico City, I think you just got to spy that a little bit better. When you see him heading outside, expect that that's what's coming. 2 first downs on plays just like that now.
So Vancouver moving the football pretty well here. Setting up first and 10 from the 45.
They're going
Clock
heavy,
rolling.
Eric. They might try to run it again.
They might. Instead, they're going to throw. Pepper's in trouble. Avoids the first one. Not going to get the second one, though, as he gets tackled. Only a loss of 1, but another sack for the Aztecs here as we get the beer can celebration, Cade.
A classic, Eric. One that ourselves have participated in personally before.
A few times. Tyler Kane getting in there and getting the huge sack. Running a little no huddle is Vancouver. 2 wide receivers towards the top of the screen. Pepper in trouble again. He's going to thread the knee. Got first down yardage out to Brett Killian. Out to the Mexico City 44.
And a great catch and way to hang on to the football by Killian there. I mean, Vancouver, who's been in control the vast majority of this game, facing their first deficit so far. It's been interesting to see how they've reacted to that. They appear to be marching. They've got the ball inside Mexico City territory. It's 44-yard line.
14 of 24, 203 yards. Touchdown and a pick for Pepper as pitch play comes to Sudo Nakai. He makes it out to the line of scrimmage and no more. As again, that is what we've seen from these two defenses. Very heavy against the run. And just now we're just starting to see it open up in the pass game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to give some credit there to Fran Ogawa coming up from the cornerback position, making the tackle there at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, a lot of hard-hitting corners in this game. D. Maddox on the other side for Vancouver doing the same thing over in London a season ago as Vancouver converts down. And again, it is Brett Killian along the sideline. He sets up shop there, and man, oh man, is he invaluable over on that sideline.
Absolutely. I mean, Vancouver is doing what we hope to see them or expected them to do to begin with when the game is in grasp and you need a play and you got to make a play, get it to your playmaker. And that playmaker in this game and in the past has always been Brett Killian.
High formation this time, 1st and 10 from the 32. Mexico City stacking the box, anticipating run. They're going to get a run, and Sudo Nakai is going to get made. Okay, this is the juice. You want to talk about juicy stats. Vancouver has run more plays on this drive that they have the entire second half.
That's pretty impressive. But it tells you a lot about what the offense has done the rest of the game. They've got this drive moving, second 10 down inside Mexico City territory. Outside of this drive, they've not done too much else.
Yeah, Pseudo Nakai trying to bounce it off tackle and does not get an inch. He gets stopped there. That's Jeffrey Daggs coming in there and making the stop. Got the whole Daggs clan here on Mexico City. Mike on offense and then Jeffrey and Nick on defense.
Always nice to see when you can get a little family tradition running there on the same team, Mexico City. I'm sure happy to host the Daggs clan.
Third down, Pepper in the gun. Good pocket, throws it deep, and he's got his man Brett Killian, who makes the 50-50 catch inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, Vancouver.
And there he is again, our guy Brett Killian, number 12, going up and making a contested catch down deep in the red zone with the game on the line. That's fully what you expect from him. It's going to be first and goal for Vancouver. Let's see if they can capitalize here. Also, I'm sure they'd probably not like to leave too much time on the clock if they're going to give the ball back, to Mexico City.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's one of those things, though. You just have not been very successful on the ground, so it kind of limits your options here. They're going to swing it out, this time to the fullback as he gets a good chunk of yards out to the Mexico City 1-yard line.
You take what you can get, and you make your plays where you make your plays. It seems to me on this particular drive that Vancouver has finally done what Mexico City failed to do for quite some time. Well, I say Mexico City, both teams failed to realize there wasn't much going on in the run game. They've been throwing quite a bit. Pepper making much better decisions on this drive.
I believe that was actually the backup running back there, Myron Jackson Jr., as Pepper's going to throw towards the near sideline, and Super Nakai could not make the turn. Led him just a little bit too far to that sideline. Ends up being a third down with 2:32 left to go.
I would have liked to have seen Eric that ball get there just a little bit quicker. If he could make that happen a little quicker, I promise you Nakai walks in for that touchdown.
Oh, 100%. Cannot deny that. Instead, we've got a third and goal from the 2-yard line. Can Vancouver punch it in? Their longest sustained drive of the ball game, really, here. Pepper throws it, end zone, picked off by Mexico City. And another interception. That is Fran Ogawa getting in there and making the pick and possibly securing the win for the Aztecs.
Well, Eric, they talk about the broadcaster's curse over and over. Normally it's on kickers. This time I believe I have cursed quarterback Tom Pepper. As I stated, he was making better decisions on this drive. In this case, he decides to try to throw it into triple coverage. Ogawa comes up with an excellent interception on the play.
And again, we touched on it a little bit. Just when your run game is not very strong, it limits the plays that you have in your arsenal. And Bentley gets a handoff out to the 21-yard line. Okay, that was a 16-play drive that ended in a pick at the 2-yard line.
Well, you've got to be disappointed if you're Vancouver to get all the way down to the 2-yard line on a extended drive, which is, I'm sure, exactly what they were looking for to try to burn the clock, and you get absolutely nothing out of it.
We'll see if Mexico City runs one more play before the 2-minute warning. They will not, as the whistle blows. 2 minutes to go. Mexico City with a 5-point lead over the Legion, and quite possibly might be able to secure the win here within the next 2 minutes.
I got to imagine if they can get a first down here, it's potentially the nail in the coffin. Got to have a big defensive stand from Vancouver.
Although all 3 timeouts for both sides, we'll have to kind of see what happens here. Wilson's going to change things up at the line of scrimmage. Doesn't like what he sees. It's going to be a handoff. Bentley following blocks. He's going to inch through out to the 26-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6. Vancouver burns their first timeout. They will have 2 remaining. And this is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We are live on Twitch. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend, Kate Stevens. Stephen Hacker and Berto Demora in the stats truck today. I want to thank them for their help as Mexico City brings up a 3rd and 4 here. I formation, handoff to Bentley, trying to get first down yards in Vancouver. Football back with 1 timeout to go. And Cade, honestly, they probably might have, I'd say maybe a minute 45 or so left to go once they get the ball back.
They'll have a good opportunity here, and they, almost let Bentley out for one of his better runs of the day when they needed to stop him the most. So Impressive they can get him stopped right there. They should get the ball with pretty decent field position.
So we'll see another punt here by Henry Hacko. Good snap. Punt is away. Not a huge amount of distance on it as Mark Lopez fields it and will take it up near midfield to the 48-yard line. And sure enough, exactly a minute 45 left to go here for Vancouver. One timeout left to go.
Almost as if you'd seen it a time or two before, Eric. Good call on minute 45. All right, everybody in the chat, we want to know. They've got it 1st and 10 at their own 48 with a minute 45 and a timeout to go. Can Vancouver pull off the victory?
We'll see what happens here. Trips towards the top of the screen. Pepper in the gun alone. Takes the snap. He's going to fire towards that far sideline, and he's got his receiver. That's Pratchard as he steps out of bounds for a gain of 3. Stops the clock at 1:41.
And a nice job getting out of bounds to stop the clock, but I'm sure you'd like to see Pritchard get upfield, maybe get a couple more yards before he gets out of bounds. It's 2nd and 7 here.
Move into opponent territory, so that's certainly a step in the right direction.
So they got that going for them.
So they got that going for them. I formation this time around. 2nd and 7. Little rollout action here for Pepper. He's going to fire it, and he's got a wide open crosser. That is Pratchard once again as he gets first down yardage out to the 34-yard line. No huddle we go. Minute 25 and counting. Pepper. Those P last names. He's in trouble, and he's going to go down. Cannot take there, Cade, as the clock continues to run.
Pepper's got to be smarter than that. He knows in this situation you can't take the sack. Gives it a 2nd and long way to go, and it's a lot of time off the clock.
Tyler Kane with the sack, and again hit as he's thrown, and that will be incomplete. That was number 99 getting in there. That was Taylor. He's been very active today on that defensive front for Mexico City.
Lucky he got rid of the ball to stop the clock on that one. I don't know if you take another sack on that play, how you get back and give yourself an opportunity to try and convert.
3rd and long, certainly 4-down territory for the Legion. Pepper going to gun it towards the near sideline. That's caught. Heath McDaniel Jr. with a moderate gain. And you have to think that they were anticipating 4-down territory here, kid.
I've got to imagine. I'm sure they would have liked to get a little bit more on 3rd down to give himself more of a manageable opportunity on 4th down, but they've got 4th and 12 with the entire ball game resting in the balance here. Although it be preseason, you'd like to get the victory to head into the regular season with a little bit of momentum.
Especially a back-and-forth game that we've had here today. Ball game is here. 4th and 12. Pepper. Pressure's coming. He's going to air it out near sideline, and that is incomplete. He fired it into coverage, and he was looking for one of the extra wide receivers he had on that play, but just a better play by the Mexico City secondary.
Yeah, great coverage and great defense by Mexico City, specifically on this drive. Pepper just trying to make something happen there, put it up, hoping maybe he could have a receiver go make a play. Offensive line did a great job giving him enough time to get rid of the football. Just an unfortunate circumstance there and series of events. And unfortunately, barring some sort of miracle here, it appears Vancouver will drop this playoff game here in Mexico City. I mean, preseason game, forgive me.
That's okay. You're already ready for the playoffs, man. We're getting geared up, man.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Although the Vancouver's uniforms, they do look very Indy Colts-ish.
They do. Always been a big fan of the solid whites there.
The white on white, the stormtrooper look as Mexico City takes the knee. Vancouver burns their final timeout as a formality, so Mexico City will get the victory 22-17 over Vancouver. And this was a good ball game, Cade. I know we were anticipating a good one here. How did it feel to be up in the broadcast booth for your first time?
Well, I had a great time, especially in a game such as this. You know, settled in there, getting into the second half, and was fun to see a little bit of back and forth. The run game couldn't get going too well for either team, outside of a big run by Nakai for a touchdown earlier in the game. Vancouver in control for most of the game. Mexico City with an outstanding drive earlier on to take the lead, and then a nice defensive stand to hold on to it, it appears. But yeah, great game, good fun, and look forward to continuing to do this. Hopefully, everybody will continue to have me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I know. I'll certainly want you around. I was already hearing in the chat there that people were appreciating your sultry vocal cords.
Oh, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, I'm an effing problem. Appreciate you. Salute to you, good sir, and salute to all of you guys out there in the chat. Yogi Bar 60, Minson Mind, Pseudo Nakai, Mexico City Aztecs, Coach Craven, just about everybody that we've seen today. A lot of important names there in the SFL as we have come to a close here. 22-17, your score as we roll the 2K Sports post-game show. Final stats and highlights, and what kind of jumps out to you, kid?
Well, I mean, fairly even game all the way around as passing, rushing totals go. Total yards for the game. Vancouver clearly with the advantage on that one. But I think what stood out more than anything is in a back-and-forth game, Mexico City just made one more play than Vancouver did, and it made all the difference.
Yeah, I'd have to say that. The pick six kind of put them behind there, and that just wasn't what Vancouver could recover from. I mean, and they were so close on that final drive with that 16-play drive. But again, Tom Pepper kind of forcing things. And you know, it's not necessarily a negative context, but he's almost the Jameis Winston of the SFL. He's very even keel both ways. He'll throw you a lot of touchdowns, but he'll also make a lot of mistakes. And we're kind of eager to see how that goes here in season 14.
Oh, for sure. I'm with you. I think that's a great comparison and analogy. I'm sure that Vancouver themselves would like to see him make better decisions. He's an extremely talented quarterback. He can make all the throws. He just needs to make sure he throws it to the correct colored uniform moving forward here.
Look, as someone who is colorblind, I can 100% sympathize with that, okay? I would throw it to the wrong color uniform, especially Mexico City with their green and red combination here. It's hard for me to even see what's going on out there.
Yeah, Eric, that's not a good color combination for you and your color blindness that you have there. But you know what, sir? You make it work, and I'm actually quite impressed.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart, man. You don't have to butter me up like that.
It's too late. I already did.
Ah, God. This is why I love having you.
Sir. Thanks.
God, so sweet. Get a look at our player of the game, Richard Montague here. A couple big plays there by Miracle Montague. 5 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown, and averaged 18.6 YPC. Any final thoughts before we let the people go, Cade?
Montague, great choice for player of the game. A couple of great big catches on the touchdown drive where he scored. Had one off the tip, which was fairly impressive. Final thoughts for the game? It was a fun one. We'll see if things change if they manage to see each other again in the regular season.
On behalf of my best friend, Cade Stevens, along with Berto Demora and Stephen Hacker on stats, my name is Eric Vinson. And I want to thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football League. Also want to thank Commissioner and Executive Producer Cameron Irvine for helping us out today. Be sure to tune in to our final preseason matchup a little bit later on today. And then we've got week 1 of season 14 coming up next week. Thank you, guys. We'll be seeing you.